Hey, it's Andrew Klavan with another masochistic bonus video. One of the things I love is listening to celebrities endorse politicians. Another of the things I love is sticking an axe blade up my nose and then ripping it out real quickly and hammering the other side against my head until my head cracks open. Because that's just the kind of guy I am. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at celebrities endorsing political candidates, and then I'm going to wash my eyes with bleach and bang my head repeatedly on the keyboard of my laptop. So it should be a really, really entertaining bonus video if you're a sick human being. All right, so this is the first one. We're going back in time, but this is the first one, a recent one. Kamala gets an endorsement phone call from the celebrities, the Obamas.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi, you're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
The words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
Now, normally, I don't like to project Obama on the air. You know, it's disgusting, and it's just not the sort of. I'm a dignified person. I'm a person of dignity, a person of culture. That's just not the sort of thing I do. But really, I have to say that projectile vomiting is the only thing that would express my opinion of what I just saw, and possibly just going blind instantaneously. Is there some kind of condition where you just suddenly can't see anymore? I think it's called watching Obama endorse Kamala. But let's move on because I haven't suffered enough. Here is Ben Stiller endorsing Kamala in comics for Kamala. I think this is what Charlie Brown and Lucy endorse her.
Everyone tells me you are a fake, but I believe in you.
But other comics is Ben Stiller endorsing Kamala.
You know, it's going to be the first woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, you know, she's Indian, she's black, she's everything.
He's gay.
You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. You know, I'm
Gay.
Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black.
What the f did I just hear?
I want just a decent person in the White House, you know, a person who cares about democracy more than themselves, who doesn't lie, who's not fomenting anger and rage, someone who cares about, you know, about people. And that's what Kamala Harris does. She's like a human being. She acts like a human being, and she has empathy and she has humor, and it's beautiful when she laughs because she's a real person.
First of all, she's one of the nastiest people. She can't keep anybody working for her. But why should Ben Stiller know that? He's a Hollywood person. His job is to create fantasies. That's what he's doing there. I have to take a little bit of issue. Now, I hesitate. I try never to speak for Jewish people because though I was born and raised Jewish, I am a Christian man. I've converted, and Christianity is the center of my life. But when you say that every white Christian man wants to be black, that's deeply offensive. And I just, every white Christian man wants to be Louis Armstrong. That's totally different.
I am in space.
That's a completely different thing. But I'm just so glad once you know who Ben Stiller is voting for, once you know who Ben Stiller is voting for, you don't even have to think anymore. The decision is made for you. More celebrities. Here is, who is this? My God, it's it's Iron Man endorsing Iron Woman, Hillary.
On Tuesday, November 8th, this country will make one of the most important
decisions in its history.
And the only way we can prove that to you is by having lots of famous people.
Lots of famous people.
Lots and lots of famous people.
Just a ton of famous people.
Repeating how important.
How
Important it is. Register.
Vote.
There's so many famous people.
But you only get this many famous people together if the issue's
one that truly matters to all of us.
A disease or
ecological crisis or
a racist, abusive coward who could permanently damage the fabric of our society.
And if you do vote
and help protect this country from fear and ignorance,
Mark will do a nude scene in his next movie.
Mark Ruffalo
will do a nude scene in his next movie.
Wait, what?
Mark will do a nude scene.
Mark's gonna have a scout.
Full Monty.
Full Marky.
No.
Obviously, we now know why Donald Trump won the presidency. 2 reasons, right? Nobody wanted to see Mark Ruffalo naked.
She kind of bad, though.
And nobody wanted to do what celebrities told them to do. So this is a very important piece of data, right? If you want to become president, don't have celebrities endorse you. But Kamala Harris has not listened to that, and she has white dudes for Harris.
The Biden-Harris administration was the most successful legislative administration first since LBJ in 2 years. Now, in 3.5 years, the most legislatively successful administration since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. They always say this is the most important election of our lifetime. I've heard that, since I first voted in the 70s. But Google Project 2025. It's more terrifying than anything that Edgar Allan Poe or Stephen King ever wrote.
So I thought these were celebrities. I don't know who that is. It's funny. I'm joking. I know who it was. By crying out loud. I'm just saying that, that was all. He was Luke Skywalker, and then he was suddenly nobody because he wasn't a very good actor. All right, I'm sorry. That was a low blow to, hit on a guy who hasn't had a career since he made the most successful movie ever made and then vanished without a trace. But that's unkind to say that about him. And I only wish that would happen to anybody that he endorses. And I love the fact that he's trying to sound like he knows something, but everything he actually says is wrong. But let's move on. Let's move on. Here's Dwayne Johnson. I'm really sorry to hear Dwayne Johnson do this. The guy is a lot of fun to watch on screen. He has a face that looks almost exactly like a perfect oval, like the faces when I used to draw things when I was in elementary school. I used to draw a face. He has that face. Who's he endorsing? He's got to be endorsing Biden. Okay, let's hear it.
You've done great things. Joe, you've had such an incredible career. You've led, in my opinion, with great compassion. Joe, you and I have talked about the relationship that you had with your father. This idea of respect and earning respect that our parents have taught us. You mentioned the word decency. You mentioned the word respect and honesty dealing with this, but it leads right into making progress, but through a humanity.
Oh, sorry. They cut out. That's unfortunate. They showed that whole boring thing, but they cut out the part where The Rock picks Joe Biden up by the ankles and just slams him down into the mat. And that's what happened to Biden. That's why he's no longer running. So it was really a tragic moment. It was one of those things you see on the internet, like the last second before tragedy hits. That's what we were watching there. I don't know what else he was saying because I dozed off, but that part where he body slammed him, head first into the mat, ended the presidency. Just a terrible, terrible thing. Those of you who have cringes to cringe, prepare to cringe them now, because I haven't seen this, but I'm telling you, I'm already cringing. I'm doing an inner cringe just thinking about Nick Offerman singing an endorsement for Kamala. Let's hear it.
When he mocked the disabled and war heroes, I looked the other way. He said to march on the Capitol, well, if the president says it's okay. And I don't mind sex with porn stars, I'd do it too if I had the guts. But when it comes to f***ing the furniture, well, that's just f***ing nuts. So I'm proud to be a Kamala man who has quit the GOP. 'Cause I just can't abide a man who's tried for 34 felonies. And it's time to stand up and face the fact that the men that I once cheered are a bunch of wingnut white nationalists. Well, those guys are f***ing weird.
See, I never knew Nick Offerman had no talent. I'm really surprised. I thought that, Ron Swanson was kind of funny in Parks and Rec. It must have all been the writers. But I do appreciate the fact that he actually sat down and wrote that song, and it rhymed and everything, because if I hadn't heard it, I think I would still have a soul. My soul in the middle of that song. This is a really interesting spiritual phenomenon. My soul just said, enough, I'm out of here. Let's look at the last one. Celebs endorse Obama just after Obama won the election in 2009.
I pledge to turn the lights off.
I pledge to sell my obnoxious car and buy a hybrid.
I pledge. I pledge.
I pledge to be of service to Barack Obama.
For the environment, I pledge to flush only after a deuce, never a single.
I pledge
To be a servant to our president.
and all mankind. Because together we can, together we are, and together we will be the change that we seek.
Wow. That was as cringy as it's possible to be, a servant to our president. You know what might help? It might help if a celebrity, just any celebrity, some celebrity somewhere, read the Constitution or words or a book or something so they would stop doing this, but they won't. I'm cringed out. I have no more cringes to cringe. I have no more soul to leave my body. I'm done. I'm just a hollow shell of a man I used to be. And I'll see you next time and look at something even worse than this. You give me your endorsement when you like and subscribe, and also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.